My name is Victoria Winters. The dawn will soon come to Collinwood and bring with it the unresolved troubles of another day. A woman, a frightening and violent woman, has disappeared, but the fears that she created have not disappeared with her. But out of the fallen dusk another man has come, a stranger who is not a stranger, a man with a face long familiar to those who live at Collinwood, a man who has come a great distance, but who still bears deep within him a soul shaped by the far country from which he came.
Your promise was that Willie would be gone from here last night.
Maybe she decided to leave without any fond farewells.
I can imagine her leaving without any fond farewells, but not without the money.
But I've looked for her in every place conceivable.
Well, I suggest you look in some inconceivable places. Knowing Willie, that's probably where she'll be. Are you sure you don't know where she is or what she's doing?
Now, Liz, I've told you I don't know.
I know, but how can I be sure?
Because you have my word.
Your word?
Yes, my word.
I've had your word once before.
And I kept it. I haven't said a word to anyone about our agreement.
And you were paid very well for your services, and our agreement is that you were never to return to Collinwood.
Mrs. Stoddart?
Yes?
I was making up Miss Loomis's room because you said that she was leaving, but...
Well, her departure has now been delayed. You can make up a room later in the day.
She'll be gone by then?
I'm sure she will. Can you let me know when she's gone?
I didn't really think that she was leaving. I saw her prowling around the tool shed, looking for tools for some reason. Some of the strangest women I've ever met.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Make no mistake, I like talking to her sometimes.
Talking to Willie?
Not so much talking, but she asked me questions.
What sort of questions?
Well, actually, one of her favorite subjects was this young man in this portrait right here. She asked me who he was, what his name was.
That's a portrait of Barnabas Collins, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. And you know what I think really fascinated her about the portrait?
What?
It's a pity to say it, but the jewels, the ring, the pin, and something else that he's got on there. I think she'd like to see that ring up close. The real one, that is. She was very interested in the legend.
What legend?
The Collins legend. That the Collins family was buried with the jewels.
Buried?
Yeah, like the Naomi Collins legend. That she was given her jewels by a pirate. and then she wore them to her grave. Did you ever hear anything like that?
No, it doesn't seem likely, does it?
It's nonsense.
Mrs. Johnson, where was this woman buried?
That's what your friend asked me.
Willie did.
Yes.
And what did you tell her? That she was buried with the rest of the family?
That she was buried 5 miles north from here, in a cemetery called Eagle Hill.
Sorry for the curiosity.
Such people are so curious these days.
Yes, I agree with you.
Who's there? Who's there? Where are you? I know someone's in there. Evil. That's what's in there. I can feel it in the air. Evil. Evil. I know you're in there. Go away! Go away!
Who's there?
Go away!
I'm looking for someone.
Oh no. The living must leave. They cannot come here.
A young woman, you may have seen her.
She should never have come here. I should never have let her stay.
Now listen, woman. I don't know who you are, but if you have seen this young girl, I want to know when she was here, what she did and where she went.
Sacrilege! Disturbing the dead!
What are you talking about?
She said she wanted to pay her respects. She has no respect.
Please tell me what she did.
Can't you see? The door is open. The lock is broken.
Is that all that has happened? The lock was broken. Nothing else was disturbed, was it?
Yes.
What? The coffins were disturbed.
No, no. The dead were disturbed. I can tell.
Do you mind if I go in there?
Oh no, you mustn't.
Why? Why not?
Evil is in there.
Maybe I should take my chances.
No! No! For your own sake! We shouldn't be in here. Can't you feel it?
These are the tombs of Joshua and Naomi Collins. I don't see what you're so excited about. Nothing in here seems to be disturbed.
Someone was in here. Something happened here. We mustn't stay.
Naomi Collins, now wasn't she the one that was buried with all her jewellery?
That's the question she asked me. The girl who was here last night.
And what did you tell her?
Oh, no, no. I can't answer any more questions.
You don't have to answer any more questions. I don't see what you're so worried about. Everything in here seems to be completely normal.
Can't you feel anything?
I can't feel the air. Now tell me this. Where would this young woman go after she had been here? Well, is it quite possible that she wasn't here in the first place?
Oh, but someone was here. The lock was broken. It must have been her.
can't be, Willie, as there'd be more evidence than that.
What do you mean?
She's not the one to get this far and stop.
Stop what?
Nothing. Nothing. I was just saying that she wasn't the one that was here. Thanks for the tour.
You tell her she can never come here again.
I was just saying that she wasn't the one that was... here.
Yes, yes. I must try and mend this law.
Yes, you do that.
You still haven't found her.
She's probably somewhere in town.
Isn't that where you've looked?
No, I've looked in other places.
Are you sure this isn't just a scheme to keep her here?
No, Liz. I've had a very trying day, and I can assure you for the last time that it isn't. Now, will you excuse me?
I always have.
Doesn't it seem strange how Miss McGuire doesn't know where Miss Loomis has disappeared to? They were good friends, almost inseparable.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, Mrs. Johnson.
I don't like Miss Loomis disappearing like that. There's something wrong, and I don't like it.
Well, I don't think you need to be concerning yourself with that, Mrs. Johnson. Now, I'm going up to my room. I have some work to do before dinner, and I do not want to be disturbed. Can you let me know if Mrs. Loomis turns up?
Yes, I'll let you know.
Thanks.
Nobody has a thing up around here. Yes?
Perhaps you do me the courtesy of informing Mrs. Stoddard that her cousin has arrived and wishes to pay his respects.
Cousin?
Yes, a cousin from England.
Oh, from England? Oh, please come in.
I'd be delighted, thank you.
Would you like to wait in the drawing room?
He would be fine, thank you.
Oh, okay. I'll let Miss Stoddard know that you're here.
Oh, madam, if you would, you may tell her it is Barnabas Collins.
I don't believe it.
Beg your pardon?
It is Barnabas.
And you're Elizabeth, cousin Elizabeth.
Cousin Elizabeth. Why, yes. I guess I am. It's uncanny.
What is?
The portrait over there. Have you seen it?
Yes. It's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
If it weren't for the clothes, forgive me for staring, but I'd swear I'd seen her.
Ghost?
The likeliness is remarkable. I can hardly believe it.
The Collins blood always had a certain persistent strength.
This is no way to greet a relative. Welcome to Collinwood.
Thank you, cousin.
Forgive my curiosity, but my understanding was that Barnabas Collins, son of Naomi and Joshua, died a couple of years before they went to England.
Well, that's true, but apparently the family didn't tell of his marriage, or the fact that he had a son who grew to be my great-great-grandfather.
It's strange that nobody ever heard of him.
Well, if one considers communications in those times, well, a family separated by great distance often lost track of some of its members.
I suppose you're right. Shall we go into the drawing room?
Thank you.
So, the There's a whole family of Collins flourishing in the South Downs, and I never knew of it.
Well, flourishing may hardly be the word for it, but I am the sole remaining member.
I'm sorry to hear that. What were your reasons for your visit? A business trip? Or just a visit? Forgive me for asking all these questions.
At the moment, I consider it a visit, but there's some likelihood I may settle here permanently, in Collinsport.
Surely you'll stay for dinner.
I wouldn't want to impose on your time any further. I did come unannounced.
Well, that's no problem. You have cousins to meet. My brother Roger and his son David. And my daughter, Carolyn.
I look forward to it eagerly, but perhaps another time. I may visit again, may I not? I've always loved Collinwood. It's just as I remembered it.
Remembered it? You've never been here before.
Oh, but I feel as though I have. Descriptions, stories, passed down from generation to generation. And coming here now feels like returning to a memory from childhood. Don't be surprised if I know Collinwood quite well. Even the old house near Widow's Hill, where our poor unfortunate ancestors Jeremiah and Josette Collins lived for quite a time.
Well, you certainly were well schooled in the family history.
Well, I wouldn't be a Collins if I weren't. And I wouldn't be a Collins if I didn't recognise in my blood, in my soul, that my roots are here, and perhaps my destiny. Forgive me. I tend at times to romanticise.
Oh, I understand.
Promise me you'll pay no attention to it.
You must be tired from your trip.
Yes, it was a long and difficult journey.
You must be exhausted.
Like coming from one world into the next. But Collinwood hasn't changed. I mean, from what I've always heard. And I'm so grateful for that. So very grateful.
Now, make sure that you get back in time for dinner. Yesterday when you went out to play...
I forgot. I won't again.
Let's hope not. You know what it does to Mrs. Johnson.
I don't think Miss Johnson was so angry at me for being late. I think she was more annoyed because Miss Loomis didn't show up at all.
Don't worry about Miss Loomis. Just see to it that you get back here on time.
You didn't like her, did you?
David, are you going out to play or aren't you?
Well, I sorta liked her. I sorta guess I wish she comes back.
Now, you must promise me that you will come and visit whenever you like. You are not a stranger. You are one of the family.
Oh, excuse me, I didn't know you were busy.
It's fine. Come in, Vicky. I want you to meet a cousin of mine, Barnabas Collins. Barnabas, this is Vicky, Victoria Winters. She's my nephew's tutor.
How do you do?
I'm very pleased to meet you.
I don't have to tell you that Mr. Collins here is a descendant of a family member whose portrait hangs upon the foyer.
No, you don't. You look so much alike.
Vicky is more like one of the family than a tutor.
Did he let you call you Vicky when your name is Victoria?
Why, yes. We're not very formal with each other.
But the name Victoria is so beautiful to me. I couldn't possibly surrender a syllable of it. Forgive me. As I explained to my cousin, I often indulge in fanciful attitudes from time to time. They are not to be taken seriously. And now, good evening.
I'll show you to the door.
Oh, no. Please, let myself out. I'd feel a lot more at home if I'd let myself out. Goodbye, Elizabeth. Goodbye, Miss Winters. Miss Victoria.
What an extraordinary man. He's so...
Formal?
almost courtly.
That's the way a true Collins should be. Courteous. Well-spoken.
He certainly is that.
Who's there?
Barnabas. You recognise me?
I've seen your portrait like a million times.
My portrait? You mean my ancestor's portrait, don't you?
You mean you're not the man in the portrait in the foyer?
How could I be?
You mean you're not a ghost?
Well, if I were a ghost, would you be speaking to me so calmly?
Yes, I would. I've talked to ghosts before.
Oh?
And when I saw you, I thought that you were a ghost. My favourite one, of course, is Josette, and that's a picture there.
Our ancestor from over 100 years ago.
That's right.
And you mean she actually appeared to you and spoke to you?
Yes, even now I know she's here in the room.
Oh?
The picture glows and the air smells like jasmine, and if you try really, really hard, you can even send a message. Do you want to try?
I'd rather not, thank you.
You're not afraid, are you?
Perhaps I am.
Well, don't be. She wouldn't hurt you. She'd just help you, you know, like protect you, especially if you're Collins.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Do you want me to show you around?
No, thank you, that won't be necessary.
But there's loads of secret staircases and passageways.
I know.
You know? You mean you've been here before?
No, but as I explained to your aunt, I've heard so many stories about Collinwood. I feel as though I've been here since a child.
Like the secret pathway that leads up to the room on the roof?
A winding staircase.
That's right.
And a view of the sea beyond Widow's Hill.
You've got it perfect. And you know what that room's best for?
Looking at the sea.
And when the sun goes up and the clouds all change colour over a sunrise?
Sunrise.
It's like nothing you've ever seen.
I'm sure.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, why'd you ask?
You seem sort of sad, like you're remembering something you lost a long, long time ago.
But I haven't lost anything.
Well, I was talking about the sunrise. Maybe it was a sunrise that you saw back at home, and it makes you sad to think about.
Perhaps.
Do you miss home?
I did. For a very long time. But I don't anymore.
Time, David?
Yes.
Oh, here you are. Just in time to wash your hands before dinner.
Did Miss Loomis come back?
No. And David, I want you to stop asking about her.
I thought I saw her today, but it turned out to be somebody else. It turned out to be my cousin.
Oh? Where did you meet him?
At the old house. That's where I was playing, and that's where I saw him.
Barnabas was at the old house?
It's funny, for somebody who's never been here before, he certainly knew his way around.
I wonder what he was doing at the old house.
At first, I thought he was a ghost, but then I was disappointed to find out it wasn't.
David, I want you to go up and wash your hands now for dinner. You're going to be late.
You know, I think it's funny. He talks like people do in books.
Well, speaking correctly is hardly a fault.
I wasn't saying it was a fault, it was just funny.
Well, I hope you start to sound equally as funny. Now hurry up and get ready for dinner.
David, didn't you hear your aunt?
You know, he doesn't look like anything like the man in the painting.
That's ridiculous. He looks exactly like it.
No, he doesn't. The man in the portrait looks angry, but the man I saw today, Barnabas, my cousin, he seems more sad than angry. He seems as though he's thinking of something he lost a long time ago, and he's been looking for it. He seems like that's why I thought he was a ghost. He's like haunting instead of walking around.
Hey, Carolyn. Hi.
Hello, Carolyn. How have you been? Well, I suppose I deserved that.
Well, you could try telling me you're sorry.
What good would that do?
Might make you feel better. Might clear the air. Unless, of course, you're not sorry for what you did to her.
Of course I'm sorry. She's a good kid. Sorry I hurt her.
Well, then tell her you're sorry. It's worth a try.
Okay. Carolyn,
What is it?
I'd like to speak to you. There's something I want to say.
I don't think I'd be interested in anything you might have to say.
Well, at least let me say it anyways.
Brooke, please. I'm tired and I'm upset about something and I really don't feel like talking, so please go away. Please!
Okay. Nothing.
Let me talk to her. Mind if I sit down?
I guess not.
How are you?
Worried, miserable, scared
About what? Why?
about my mother and Jason and things going on in Cornwall that I don't understand. I can't talk about it, John.
Okay, sometimes it's better not to talk.
Yes, it is.
Look, if you need help with anything, let me know.
Thank you.
What for? We're friends, aren't we? And there's no reason why you and Devlin couldn't be friends either.
There are a million reasons and you know it.
You could at least talk to him.
Has it ever occurred to you that I might be afraid to talk to him?
Why?
I was in love with him.
Yeah, I know.
And in a way,
You still are?
yes. I don't want to be, but I can't help it.
Well, I can understand that.
And I'm scared that he...
Daddy doesn't feel the same way about you.
And Joe, I know he was using me. I know it. And yet underneath it all, I kept hoping that maybe he cared for me more than he knew. He couldn't have pretended it all, could he?
Look, you should see where you stand, once and for all.
Maybe. I'm so scared.
Look, I've got to go meet Maggie now, but think about what I said, will you?
Say hello to Maggie for me.
Sure. I'll see you.
Yes, see you. Hello, Brooke.
Hello.
What was it you wanted to say to me?
It was an apology for the way I treated you.
So that is what you're doing then? Using me to hurt my family?
Carolyn, you knew I was out to hurt your family. You said so when we stopped seeing each other. You said you knew. You knew I was using you.
Yes, but you've never admitted it before.
What I'm trying to say is, I want us to be friends.
Friends, of course, we should be friends.
Carolyn, you're a beautiful, desirable young woman, and one
Brooke,
day...
please don't make some smug little speech about how someday I'm going to make somebody very happy.
I've made you upset. I'm sorry about that.
It's partly my fault. Can't say I wasn't warned. Mother and Uncle Roger told me to stay away from you, but I wouldn't listen to them.
I wish you had.
Got to go.
Carolyn! At least let me drive you up to the house.
It's alright, I'll get a taxi.
Well, at least let me take
Brooke, I want to be alone for a while.
you... Carolyn. Carolyn! I wish we were meeting for the first time tonight.
So do I. Goodbye, Brooke.
Hello, Maggie.
Hi, Burke.
Mind if I join you?
Oh, please do.
Where's Joe?
I wish I knew. I was about to ask you the same question.
Gotta buy himself a watch one of these days.
So, you decided to return to the scene of your victory?
My victory? Braying in barrooms isn't something I'm particularly proud of.
What you did was inevitable. You did something everybody appreciated.
Yeah, I hope so. 'Cause if she comes back here, there'll be trouble. Excuse me, Maggie.
Sure.
McGuire! Where is Willie Loomis?
I don't know where she is.
What does that mean?
I don't know where she is, but there is one thing that makes me think she hasn't left town.
And what's that?
She hasn't any money. At least, that I don't know of.
She can't have gotten far without that.
She knew I was going to give her some money.
And she's not the type to turn down a handout.
That's what bothers me. If she would have waited another 5 minutes, I would have gave her some money. She couldn't wait. Or wouldn't wait. I just can't figure it out.
If she comes back here, there will be trouble.
There won't be any trouble.
There will be trouble. And I'll make it.
I'm sorry. Hi, Joe. What's the matter? You look that depressed, as if you're about to tell me that the boat sank.
It's not very pleasant.
Well, we'll tell you when to stop.
So, I went to visit my uncle on his farm today. It's just a few miles out of town, and he has livestock, dairy products. I used to spend a lot of time there when I was a kid. So anyway, when I got there, they'd been out all day searching for a missing calf. So I joined in. You see, my uncle, he doesn't lose much livestock. He's pretty well fenced in.
Well, fences have been known to fall down.
Well, these were in top shape. There was no break-in, no possible place for a calf to escape. You see, my uncle, he takes really good care of his young calves. And this particular one he knew was in a place it couldn't possibly have strayed. He seen it there last night, then this morning, it was gone. No tracks, just disappeared completely.
Stolen?
Well, that had to be the only solution, but there were no traces. The police couldn't find anything.
Did they find the calf?
Yeah. Short while ago on the other side of town. It was dead.
Oh, Joe, that's awful.
What happened?
That's just the point. Nobody knows.
Was it sick?
No. It was a very healthy calf. So my uncle had the veterinarian take a look at it.
Well, what did he find?
Something very weird. The calf wasn't injured in any way, but it seemed to have died from a loss of blood.
What?
There was not a drop of blood in the entire calf's body.
What? I don't understand.
Nobody does. Not only that, there wasn't a drop of blood in the entire area where the calf was found.
Well, how could it get there if it didn't have any blood? What happened to its blood?
The veterinarian said it seemed to have been expertly drained.
Drained?
He's examining what he seems to think are 2 small puncture marks on the throat.
Why would anybody want to drain the blood from a calf? Burke.
Loomis. Loomis!
What is it?
It took a lot of nerve you showing up here tonight. You might have known I'd be here.
I didn't think about it.
Why not?
I don't know.
Do you remember the last thing I told you?
You said you wanted me to get out of town.
And you're still here.
I won't make any trouble.
You already have.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? I didn't think you knew the definition of the word.
I mean it.
You mean to tell me that you're apologizing? Loomis, are you all right?
Yeah,
What's the matter?
nothing.
You haven't touched your drink. Why haven't you drank your drink? What is it?
Just leave me alone, please.
Yeah, sure.
What's the matter? Everything's alright, isn't it?
No. Your pal over there is in a bad shape. She's acting weird. Very weird.
Where have you been, kid?
Around. Don't ask me.
I will ask you. And you will tell me. I want to know what you've been doing.
I don't want to talk about it.
You disappear off the face of the earth. And you don't want to talk about it. Willie, have you done something so bad you can't talk about it?
No.
Come on. Don't play the mystery man with me. I know exactly what you've been doing.
Do you?
You went to the cemetery.
No.
You went to the Collins' tomb.
No.
Don't lie to me, Willie. I knew you were there. You have a bad habit of leaving cigarette butts on the end of things.
It wasn't me.
You were robbing the grave.
No.
How could you go so low to rob a grave? How could you do such a thing?
I didn't.
Oh, come on, no. I know what you're up to, and I've got to put a stop to it. I've got the $500 right here to give to you to get out of town. Now, come outside so I can give it to you.
No.
Willie, $500?
I don't want it.
You need it.
I'll be staying right here.
I don't know what's the matter with her.
Are you still determined to kick her out of town?
Well, I don't know.
Joe? What's the matter?
Sorry. I just keep seeing that little calf lying there, drained of its blood.
You can't stay here. Leave.
I can't help it. Don't make it any rougher than it is.
Can't help it. I can't figure you out. You're gonna be in big trouble. What's that on your sleeve?
Nothing.
Willie, you've got specks of blood on your sleeve. You've got blood on your sleeve.
I was at Collins. Why didn't you protect me? Where were you when I was turned into something even my own father loathed? If his ghost is here with you now, tell him I've come home. I claim this house as mine, and whatever power you or he may have had has ended. I'm free now, and alive. The chains with which he bound me are broken, and I have returned to live the life I never had. Whatever that may turn out to be.